expect another sellout crowd tonight. Game 2 between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Minnesota Twins. Hey, Zach Greinke on Sunday, no problem. David Price yesterday, no problem. James Shields tonight, big problem. He's an all-star player for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Twins hitters will have their work cut out for them tonight, as will the Tampa Bay hitters, because Scott Baker's been outstanding for the Twins, particularly at home. So we expect a good pitcher's duel and a low-scoring game in Game 2. And we welcome you to Target Field, Hall of Famer Bert Lyleven along with Dick Bramer. The Twins playing good baseball right now, and as the temperature has warmed up a little bit, so is Danny Valencia.
You know, the Twins need a big bat in the lineup. Michael Kadire doing his job by hitting some home runs, and Danny Valencia, as of late, has been doing his job. Over the last 4 ball games, the biggest thing, lower right on your screen. 9 RBIs for Danny Valencia, for a lineup that needs Danny Valencia to drive in a lot of runs and picking up some big hits.
Well, the Twins beat the Rays yesterday in part because Ben Zobrist was not in the lineup. He had an incredible series here earlier this year, just 3 games, but 13 runs batted in.
Yeah, Zobrist got the day off yesterday, and this is a hitter's, dream. Okay, I'm going to have a 3-game series. I'm going to knock in 13 runs. I'm going to have 6 extra base hits. And by the way, I'm going to hit almost 600. Ben Zobrist did that, and hopefully he doesn't do it here tonight.
The Rays a very good team, and the Twins playing very good baseball. We've got Game 2 coming up in a moment. Is brought to you by your local Northland Ford dealers. Visit your local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
A sunshiny day, but some ominous clouds in and around the ballpark at Target Field. We do expect the game to start in just a few moments between Tampa Bay and Minnesota. And what a difference it has made for the Twins. April and May, not so good. 6-15 to start the season here at Target Field. But boy, they got to June and turned it all around. 5 consecutive series wins. Looking at the teams they've beaten: Texas, the White Sox, San Diego, the Dodgers, Milwaukee. They go for their 6th consecutive series win at home with Tampa Bay tonight. They can get it done with Scott Baker on the mound. You can see the graphic. 13-3 their last 16. They beat the All-Star from the left side, Price, yesterday. Tonight they get James Shields. It's Baker and Shields, Target Field. The Twins in the race coming up next on Fox Sports North.
Earlier, and it looked for all the world like it might rain here, but I think we'll get this game started on time, hopefully without interruption. Seems strange to see clouds up in the sky after the glorious weather we had this weekend. Take a look at the Tampa Bay lineup. For manager Joe Madden, Johnny Damon leading off. Ben Zobrist in the lineup hitting second. Evan Longoria, Matt Joyce, B.J. Upton, Casey Kochman, John Jaso, Sam Fold, and Elliott Johnson.
Scott Baker on the mound for the Twins, making his 17th start of the year. Scott has been lights out here at home, especially over his last 4 starts. 3-1. He's given up only 1 earned run over his last 31 and a third innings here at home. 21 hits, only 2 walks with 32 strikeouts. Done a very good job. Both these right-handed pitchers here tonight have done a great job of handling right-handed hitters. Right-handers hitting only 191 against Scott Baker. He's given up only 3 home runs of his 12 to right-handed hitters.
Northland Ford defense. Renee Tassoni in left field, Ben Revere in center, Jason Repko in right, Michael Kadire into play first base. Luke Hughes has been struggling as of late. Casilla, Nishioka, Valencia, and Joe Mauer behind the plate. You will notice in the looking at the players on the field from time to time, it's a very gusty wind that's blowing out toward right field here right now. Now, given the volatility of the weather condition, that might change considerably over the course of the game. But right now, the wind blowing pretty hard out towards right.
Well, there are the season numbers for Scott Baker. 105 2/3 innings, only 97 hits allowed, 29 walks, 2 intentional, with 101 strikeouts. Baker, a control-type pitcher. We've seen him as of late doing a great job of keeping the ball down in the strike zone.
And Johnny Damon takes up high, ball 1. See the flag's pretty stiff out toward right field. And Damon hooks one that way, foul. 1-1.
Yeah, Damon started yesterday's ball game. Nice catch by that fan.
They're by the Metropolitan Club.
With a base hit in yesterday's ball game off of Brian Dunsing, who threw a complete game shutout against the Rays. 7-0 win for the Twins.
Inside, and it's 2-1.
Damon just 4 for 17 lifetime against Scott Baker, who's making his 7th career start against the Rays here tonight.
Pulled the string, got a strike called, 2-2.
Yeah, Baker has a fastball. He'll throw a 4-seamer and a 2-seamer. 2-seamer will sink a little bit. That last pitch, the curveball, also a slider and a changeup.
And Mauer tags Damon for a strikeout to start the ball game.
And that looked like the curveball right there, just a little bit harder than the previous one. That was kind of 2 pitches ago, a strike, get me over curveball. This the strikeout. Breaking ball right there. And Damon went fishing.
Well, now here's Zobrist, who got the day off yesterday because he had a bit of a cold. He had played in just about every game this year. Joe Madden just gave him the day off. Back in the lineup today. And he picks up right where he left off. Zobrist will try for 2. And the throw off target. And Casilla had to cut the ball off. So Zobrist, who incredibly had 6 extra base hits in a 3-game series. Remember, 2 of those games were played in 1 day. So he had in about 36 hours a series for the ages.
He must see the ball really good here. Jumped on that first pitch from Baker, and Repko played the care perfectly, but Zobrist then with a double, his 28th of the year.
Tied with Adrian Gonzalez in that department in the American League. Now here's Longoria. The Rays lost yesterday 7-0, but they bemoaned the fact they didn't take advantage of the opportunities they had in the early innings, particularly the first inning when they had the bases loaded and 1 out. And then they hit into a double play ball and didn't score, and they really felt if they'd gotten a run in that first inning that the tone of the game would have been different. Another off-speed pitch over for strike 2.
There's manager Joe Madden. Madden in his 6th season as manager of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Two strikes to Longoria. Backhanded, stopped by Valencia. And Kadire with the catch and tag, 2 down. So Longoria made a bid for an extra base hit down the line. Valencia picked it off, turned it into an out.
Any pitcher needs good defense, and Danny Valencia supplied that right there. Throw a little bit low. Kadire coming off the bag and able to catch it and then tag Longoria. So a nice defensive play by Danny Valencia for the second out.
Here's Matt Joyce going to the All-Star game representing the Rays, one of 3 players, including today's Tampa Bay starting pitcher James Shields. Called strike on the outside corner.
Well, Rob Drake behind the mount or behind the plate. Very nice. Make him swing the bat.
Pulled to the right side. Kadire to Baker. Inning over. A double does no damage. And we head to the bottom of the first. Keep doing what they've done a good job of, and that is score first and early in a ball game. They'll try to do that with this Menards batting order. Ben Revere leading off. Alexi Casilla, Joe Mauer, Michael Kadire, Jim Thome back in the DH spot. Danny Valencia, Rene Tassoni, Jason Repko, and Tsuyoshi Nishioka.
And let's take a look at the scouting report on James Shields, making his 18th start, his second against the Twins. 6 complete games, 3 shutouts. So most in the American League. As far as complete games, 3 shutouts, tied with Jason Vargas of the Seattle Mariners. And 15 of his 17 starts so far, he's pitched at least 7 innings or better.
Well, here's Ben Revere to get things started. And that pitch is outside, ball 1. And now a strike, 1-1.
Well, they say in Tampa one thing that has kind of turned James Shields' season around or career around is a little adjustment in his delivery, staying back better and really working that downward plane. Now, here's a guy last year, Dick, that, you know, he was 13-15 with an ERA at 5.18 in 33 starts. He was a kind of an innings eater, but they weren't very good innings.
And as good as he is, you fall behind a hitter, you put him in a hitter's count like 2-1, and you give up some base hits. And Revere got one here to start off the first inning. The Rays out on the field. Sam Fuld in left, B.J. Upton in center, Matt Joyce in right. Evan Longoria, Elliott Johnson, Ben Zobrist, Casey Kochman wrapped around the infield with John Jaso doing the catching. So Revere and his speed aboard, and Casilla at the plate. Now Shields is a very good pitcher, and he's one of the best right-handers in the league at holding runners on. He has a very good pickoff move, very quick feet, and it may stifle the Twins' running game just a little bit.
He does a little bit of a Mike Mussina type of stretch when he looks for the sign, and then comes to a stretch position, picking up the runner, and then a quick throw over. Ben Revere at first base, 10 stolen bases in 13 attempts.
Ron Gardenhire said, yeah, he might take the stolen base away from us, but doesn't mean we can't hit and run. So Revere checked twice at first.
Shields making his first All-Star appearance, 29 years old, in his 6th season with the Tampa Bay Rays. Making his 9th career start against the Twins. He's 3-1 lifetime, but a very high 4.89 earned run average.
Now Shields misses inside, and it's 2-0 to Casilla. Casilla's hit a bit of a slump here as we rolled into July. Into the right field corner. And a fair ball. It stays in the park. Revere to third. They're going to hold him up. And Casilla's got a double. So Casilla again in a hitter's count, 2-0, and he hooked a double into the right field corner.
Good job by Matt Joyce, the right fielder, getting over to the corner quickly to keep Ben Revere from scoring. The ball bounces high. Matt Joyce barehands it and then gets it back to the cutoff man. And then Ben Revere rounded the bag. Steve Little, the third base coach, watching the flight of the ball. And then once he hit that cutoff man so quickly, he held Ben Revere up at third. So Casilla, a double, is 13.
And Mauer will hit. Mauer's had pretty good success against Shields, and he comes up in a key spot here in the first inning. 2 runners in scoring position, both run very well. Checked his swing, and it's a strike. So Shields will work ahead of his first batter in the Mauer at bat.
Well, Shields is a strikeout pitcher, averaging almost a strikeout per inning, 127 strikeouts in 129 innings pitched. That's what he's thinking right here. But first, he has to get ahead.
Longoria, even with the third base bag, everybody else playing back. That floats outside, 1-1.
Shields pretty good control, 30 walks in 129 innings pitched, 1 intentional. Fastball in the low 90s, curveball, little cut fastball, and a very good changeup.
Another breaking pitch that misses, and now it's a 2-1 count. Fouled away, 2-2. Shields wearing a special All-Star cap. Players who are going to the All-Star game issued special caps to wear, and you can see the 2 stars in the back and the All-Star logo. Michael Cuddyer wearing a cap like that when he takes the field. And the jersey, Mauer strikes out. First base is open, so they need to get the out there. Shields covers home plate. 1 away.
Well, that's a strikeout pitch right there, the changeup. And Mauer went fishing, as Johnny Damon did. See that ball, a little bit of a tail on it. And Jaso unable to tag Joe Mauer. Has to kind of follow him down that first baseline, then get the out at first.
And here's the Twins All-Star infielder, outfielder, Michael Cuddyer.
A lot of strikeouts between last night's starter and James Shields here tonight.
Cuddyer taps it to third. Revere will score. Longoria looked home, through to first, and the first run of the game goes to the Twins.
A little surprised Longoria didn't go home with that. It looked like he had plenty of time and decided to get the out at first. Watch Longoria come in and then pick up Casilla and then got the out at first. So Cuddyer picks up an RBI, his 36th of the year. Twins take a 1-0 lead.
Jim Thome back in the lineup. It's been roughly an every other day start for Jim since he's come back to the lineup. Of course, yesterday there was a left-handed pitcher going, and a good time with David Price pitching, so tough against lefties. For Thome to not start Wade Davis, a right-hander, going tomorrow, and then 3 right-handed pitchers out of 4 in the Chicago series.
Thome 8 for 22 lifetime against James Shields, a .364 batting average for the home run.
It's blocked by Jaso, and it's 1-1. Thome has already hit a couple of home runs since his return from the disabled list. And they got him picked off. So Thome will lead off the next inning. Casilla nabbed, straying too far from second base. Twins get a single and a double in the game's first run. We move to the second inning. And Scott Baker, who gave up a double in the first, stranded Ben Zobrist. He'll face B.J. Upton here in the second inning.
You know, one thing we have seen, Dick, Joe Madden has this team playing very good baseball. Now, a play is on right here. Watch the catcher, Jaso. Gives one quick sign, and then you see Shields wind and then throw. That's a play that they put on between the catcher and the second baseman, and that one quick pump means the pitcher, once he comes set, wheel and throw to second base because the second baseman will be there, and they got Casilla. Very nice play. Again, we're seeing Joe Madden. You know, he's kind of a trickster. You know, he'll bring in all these little plays like that. And what a nice play to put on at that time with Jim Thome up at the plate.
Well, we mentioned about his great pickoff move, and I think most fans naturally think about a good move to first base, and he's got that, but he's also got, as we just saw, a pretty good move to second base. Upton strikes out, 1 away.
Well, Baker picking up his second strikeout. Roy Smalley, I mean, that, you know, as a middle infielder yourself, that comes from the catcher. Or you put it on.
Either the infielder or the catcher put it on. Usually the infielder's looking at the runner and saying, you know, he's not coming back towards second at all. If the pitcher never looks, we got a chance. So that's a timing play that the second baseman will break, and he'll either break on a catcher's movement, or the play will be, look, when the pitcher's hands come together, he's going to turn and throw. And so it's just a little timing play. Fools the runner because the pitcher's never looked back yet.
Casey Kochman takes a ball. It's 1-1. Well, the most famous pickoff in Twins history came not from the pitcher, but from the catcher. And Tim Laudner not here to talk about the play, but where did that play originate? Was that called from the bench, or did Tim Laudner call the pickoff of Darrell Evans from behind the plate?
That was actually called by Gary Gaetti. Right. He looked in Laudner and gave him a little sign and a little shrug and said, "What do you think?" And Lodge said, "Heck yes, let's go." And that when they put that sign on, usually the catcher will call a something that will keep the ball away from the batted ball away from the third baseman. So a little semi pitch out or something like that, and he just came up throwing and nailed him. It was maybe the biggest play of that series.
2 gone, and here's John Jaso, and he takes a strike. Yeah, given the context, the Tigers had come back to win the game before, and it was a critical moment in Game 4 of that playoff series. Twins ended up winning that game, and the next day to clinch a trip to the World Series. Twins baseball brought to you in Sony High Definition. Jaso with 2 strikes. Baker trying to make quick work of the Rays here in the second inning.
Great pitch count so far for Baker. 20 pitches, 16 for strikes. Couple strikeouts. Heading the count here, 0-2.
Got him. And a very quick 1-2-3 top of the second.
The Twins have a 1-0 lead. Jim told me to lead it off here in the bottom of the second, followed by Danny Valencia. And Danny Valencia has been on fire lately as opposed to early in the season. Look at this on the right, the early in the season swing mechanics where he's lost his front hip already. When you do that, the bat, it gets real slow. Look by example what he's doing right now with when his front foot hits, he's got all of his weight right. He's got all of his weight right with him, and it's just he's really had good mechanics lately.
Well, it's amazing how one little thing, Roy, can get you from a cold streak to a hot streak just like that.
It is such a fine line, swinging well and not swinging well, Bert, as you know, and because you cause a lot of guys not to swing well, but it's a fine line. It doesn't take much, and it can throw you all off.
1-1 to Tomey, and another big swing and a miss. 1-2.
Roy, I know you had a chance to talk to Danny Valencia. I talked to him too, and he said sometimes it becomes more of a mental thing than sometimes a physical thing. How much does that play in that you start believing that, hey, you know what, this is my sophomore jinx, but you know what, I mean, there's always going to be doubters in your career that, you know, hey, you had a great year last year, you hit over 300 in your rookie season. Can you repeat that? And it takes a while sometimes to try to prove these people wrong. Ground ball to short, I guess second for a first out.
Well, Bert, it's like my old manager and coach Yogi Berra said, 50% of this game is 90% mental. And it really is true. The mind is a funny thing sometimes. It can really affect your physical performance. But I've found that, as you've said about pitchers and their mechanics, if you keep working on the fundamentals of good mechanics and what you're going to try to do, sooner or later that pays off, and you're just going to do it right. And I think that's what Danny and Joe Vavra have been working pretty hard on lately, and it's really starting to pay off for Danny.
And Valencia's up there taking ball one.
Well, Valencia hit that big 3-run home run yesterday, but Tim Lodgren was talking about in the postseason yesterday, and I mentioned it, the double that he hit later in the ball game. That was probably more important than maybe the 3-run home run, because that ball was away and he just went with it.
With his mechanics that we showed earlier, just a minute ago, earlier in the season, with his rear end flying open, he could not hit the ball to right field, and his hands came out away from his body, and there's no way you can hit the ball to right field that way. Joe Vavra's been working on him to keep his hands in closer to the body and hit back through the ball. You're quicker to your pull field, but you could also hit the ball to right that way.
And pulled through the hole. Valencia gets another hit. Sharp single on the ground past a diving Elliott Johnson, and a base hit for Valencia with one out.
Yeah, let me correct myself, because the double came in the 6th inning when he went with it, and then the 3-run home run came in the 8th inning. So maybe the double, set him up that, hey, I feel good outer half of the plate. You see that swing right there, Roy Smalley. And then he got a ball middle in and then drove it for the 3-run home run.
Right, and I think what Timmy was saying is probably the ball that he hit to right field more important to him, just to prove to himself again. Remember last year he hit over 300 hitting the ball the other way.
Right. Down and in to Rene Tassoni. Shields has given up 3 hits, and all 3 hits have been given up when he's fallen behind a batter. Nearly hit him, and it's 2-0.
Well, we see what Shields has been having trouble with so far is the control of his fastball. He got the big strike out of Joe Mauer on his changeup because he got ahead in the count. He got up to 2 strikes. But right now having a tough time getting ahead in the count. 26 pitches, 13 balls, 13 strikes.
And that hits the corner, 2-1. Looked like Jaso set up outside, but the pitch came over inside.
They say Shields now, this is the stretch position, but he used to turn a little bit more towards second base, show a little more back pocket, and he's trying to be a little more upright and then allow that right arm to catch up to his body. But a lot of twisting and turning from this right-hander. Good sink right there with a fastball. That might have been the changeup at 84. Good location. Tassoni swinging through it.
It's a 2-2. Chop to the right side. A look to second. Throw to first. Back to Kochman. Throw coming from Zobrist. 2 away, and there's a man now in scoring position for Jason Repko.
Dick, we touched a little bit on it in the open or the pregame about the young guys like Tassoni and Repko getting an opportunity to get some at-bats. How nice is it for Tassoni not have to worry about being sent down right now? I can get my at-bats here. And also for Jason Repko. Repko's always been kind of a part-time guy, but he's needed right now. He needs to get some good at-bats, and he really has delivered, I'd say, over the last week or so, some big hits.
Outside ball 1. And maybe we shouldn't be surprised that Ben Revere was called up earlier this year, and he did okay. But he was a better player after his second call-up. And I think the same, too, for Tassoni, who looked, like he was overwhelmed at times in his first call-up.
You're starstruck.
Right.
Basically.
But then you get sent down, and you get a sense to let the dust settle a little bit internally. And then he's called up, and he's been a completely different ball player.
And Repko getting some at-bats so far on this homestand. 7 hits in 16 at-bats.
Slow breaking ball up high, and another hitter's count, 2-1.
I mean, that's 16 at-bats, Roy, in this homestand. Jason Repko sometimes will go 16 at-bats in a month.
That makes a huge difference, doesn't it? If you get every day at-bats and you come to the ballpark and you know you're going to play. The other thing is, Dick, you were talking about guys being called up the second time. You go back down there and you reprove to yourself you don't belong down there. That makes a huge difference to a guy. A guy comes up and he gets the big leagues. He's not really sure he belongs the first time he comes up. Then you get sent back down and you play well down there and you look around at the guys you're playing against. You say, you know what? I'm better. I've already proven I'm better than this league. I belong at the next level. And if I get back there again, I'm going to feel more comfortable that I really do belong. I really believe that we're talking about the mental aspect, but I really do believe that plays a big part of it.
Yes, it does.
2-2 to Repko. That's a foul ball, and not by much.
Well, Chris Conroy, the third base umpire, was Paul Emmel, but remember, Emmel took a foul ball from Joe Mauer's bat in yesterday's ball game. And that ball, you can see the umpire right there watching the ball, and it does not go over the bag. Now, a lot of times if that ball hits, say, another 6 inches over, but it crosses the bag, it's still a fair ball.
Ball needs to be grounded in fair territory. At one point, it needs to have been in fair territory, and then it's where it crosses the bag, not where it lands behind the bag. And there's that changeup. It gets another strikeout. The Twins strand a runner at second after 2. They lead it 1-0. Explore Minnesota. Visit exploreminnesota.com to plan your next Minnesota vacation today. Those are scenes from the Duluth Harbor, the westernmost port on the Atlantic Ocean. Duluth Fishing Charters offer fishing for lake trout, Chinook and coho salmon, walleye, and Lake Superior, as well as the St. Louis River. So Lake Superior, the world's largest lake. Scott Baker with a 1-0 lead, and he's facing Sam Fuld here in the third. When we saw the Rays earlier this year, Sam Fuld could do no wrong. Fuld got some playing time with the retirement of Manny Ramirez. You talk about it, I can't even call him a young player, but a new player taking advantage of the opportunity. He sure did that.
He was the talk of the St. Pete area. I mean, he was doing everything, stealing bases, hitting over 300. Well, he's come down a little bit, but still a very, very good player.
Tapper to the right side. Easy play for Casilla. 1 down. Time for our Sanford Health injury report. Albert Pujols shocked everybody off the 15-day disabled list weeks before people thought he would be ready to play, coming back from a broken wrist.
Unbelievable. Huh? Some guys heal a lot quicker than others, and I guess Albert Pujols, my goodness. You know, they were talking 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. 1 gone. Here's Elliott Johnson. The Twins injury news, as has been the case for a long time, some mixed news, I guess. Justin Morneau had the cast off. They're hoping that he'll be able to play sometime in August. You see Jason Kubel had an MRI taken today of his injured foot. The results of that will be discussed with Kubel and announced tomorrow. 2-0 to the number 9 batter, Elliott Johnson. Cracked foul. Talked about James Shields going to the All-Star game. There was some thought that Scott Baker might make the squad, and I suppose there still is an outside chance he'd be named with so many pitchers unable to pitch because they're pitching on Sunday. There's a fly to left, hanging in the air for Tassoni, and that's out number 2.
I think what we're seeing from Scott Baker is a lot more consistency. I mean, he has been pitching outstanding, here at home, but also on the road he's been pitching very well. Take a look at Baker's delivery, good balance point, and then that high fastball, a little two-seamer, stayed up, but created that fly ball out off the bat of Elliott Johnson.
Johnny Damon will hit. Struck out on a breaking ball his first time up. And he takes a strike that covers the inside corner.
He's changing speeds extremely well so far in this ball game. A lot of times it's fastball early, but right there, a good breaking ball.
And Baker gets a comebacker. And Damon, the veteran, still sprints down the line. It's a 1-2-3 third. Baker has gotten 9 outs on 31 pitches. Go to MLB.com/moments. Vote now for your favorite Midsummer Classic moment and tune in to the 2011 All-Star Game on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, 1 week from tonight on Fox. And Michael Kadire will represent the Twins, and just kind of mentioned it in passing. We've got James Shields going to the All-Star Game. There's an outside chance that Scott Baker could still be named because so many of the pitchers picked are pitching on Sunday and are automatically eliminated from being able to play.
But Scott Baker would be scheduled.
That's right. Scott Baker
Sunday
would too. That's right. Yeah.
Right. Justin Verlander, who's working tonight for the Tigers.
Outside, 2-1 to Tsuyoshi Nishioka.
Well, Shields has faced 9 batters so far, and his record outstanding. Very good 2.49 ERA, 4.5 ERA.
Ball hit to left, retreating is full, makes the catch one away.
But he's only gotten ahead of 2 of the 9 batters so far, and that's not James Shields. I'm sure they said that he's pitching deep into the ball game because he's having quick innings. 15 pitches in the first, that's good, but 20 in the second, a little bit too high. So Shields, the second time around, is going to try to attack the strike zone, get strike one a little bit quicker than he was able to do in the first 9 batters he faced.
Well, Shields last year won here on the 4th of July. He's going to try to win a ball game here on the 5th of July this year. Facing Ben Revere, who scored the first run of the game. He takes outside a ball. And a strike.
Talking about James Shields with 6 complete games. He's tied with Roy Halladay for the major league lead in complete games. But all of his complete games are 9-inning complete games. And they're all victories. So a lot of times you'll see a complete game.
Right.
Guys might have 6 complete games, but 2 of them in a losing effort where they go 8 innings, maybe on the road.
First inning, Ben Revere got a 2-1 fastball and lined a base hit to right. Something else outside on the outside corner, and he flipped it foul. 3 of his complete games came consecutively, which is almost unheard of these days.
Yeah, 2 together in April, and then 3 together between Boston, Florida, and Houston. 2 of them in interleague play.
One hop skipper to the shortstop. Johnson safe at first. He beat it out.
Well, what makes that play, even though Johnson has something on his arm, but Johnson waited back for that ball rather than charge it. And that allowed Ben Revere, you see, kind of took his time and then thought, okay, my arm's going to take it over for me staying back. But Ben Revere hustling down that line, and he beat it out.
So Revere's aboard with his second hit. And he's already seen Shields' pickoff move a few times at first, and he's seen Casilla get picked off at second. Up and away, ball 1. Casilla hooked a double into the right field corner, sending Revere to third base. He later came in on a ground ball, and that's accounted for the only run of the game so far. Kochman, a left-handed first baseman. He's got the luxury of just dropping that trapper glove on the runner as he fields a pickoff throw.
Yeah, not too many right-handed pitchers have that type of quick movement of his feet that Shields does. Jesse Crain had it, still has it, now with the Chicago White Sox.
And that ball skipped, and I don't know whether Kochman blocked it or whether the throw hit Revere. Hit Revere.
And then got a piece of Kochman right there.
Hit him in the right back pocket. Side 2-0. And we saw Shields perhaps in the first inning be so concerned about Revere at first, fell behind Casilla, then gave him a pitch that he could drive to the corner. We've seen Revere create havoc for infielders because of ground balls like he just beat out. We've seen him reach on some errors. Pitch fouled back, 2-1. Simply put, he's been an impact player for the Twins, and congratulations to Ben Revere, along with Jamil Weeks, the Co-American League Rookie of the Month.
Yeah, 14 runs scored. That's what you like to see that leadoff hitter do. Score a lot of runs. He did pick up 9 RBIs.
2-1 to Casilla. It was a 2-1 pitch that he drove into the corner in the first inning. Revere goes, and the pitch dribbled foul.
I think Gardy trying a little hit and run right there, and Shields threw a breaking ball, and Casilla fouled it off.
Shields' pickoff move, he credits minor league pitching coordinator Dick Bosman for really working with his pickoff move. There goes Revere, and the pitch slapped down the left field line. Twisting foul. Now, I don't remember much about Dick Bosman as a pitcher. I can picture his Stratomatic card, but I don't know. Did he have a good pickoff move?
I don't recall. I know he pitched a no-hitter at the major league level. Was a pitching coach in the Texas Ranger organization for a while. Pitched for the Washington Senators.
2-2 to Casilla. Twins trying to use their speed on the bases here. Revere stays put, and it's 3-2 now to Casilla with Mauer on deck.
You could bet right here that Ben Revere just got the sign from Steve Little and also whispered to from Jerry White at first that he's going to be taken off here. We get one of the middle infielders moving a little bit towards second.
And there he goes. And it's ball 4. Casilla coaxes a walk. And the two speediest runners the Twins have in the lineup are on the bases with one out.
That first walk for Shields.
And here comes Jim Hickey, the pitching coach.
A quick trip to the mound. Now keep your eye on the ball. You never know, it might give it to a shortstop or a second baseman in this situation.
Well, you said their manager was a trickster.
Well, Lombardozzi sometimes would come into plays like this, and then, the pitcher kind of, as long as the pitcher isn't on that dirt and Ben Revere takes off.
Did it ever work?
Yeah, Lombo ended up tagging somebody out at the Metrodome. I don't recall who it was, but he got him.
Well, Shields is up on the rubber, so he must have the baseball.
He has the baseball, yes.
Here's Mauer, struck out in the first inning. Twins had a great threat going. Second and third, nobody out. They got one run in, but the strikeout of Mauer really helped the Rays limit the damage in the first inning. Inside a ball. Well, I don't think we're seeing the vintage James Shields here. He's thrown 52 pitches, and almost half of them have been balls. He's fallen behind seemingly just about every hitter.
Yeah, 10 of 12 so far.
2-0 to Mauer.
Shields has had only one start. There's Jim Hickey again, wondering what's going on with his right-hander. He's only had one start where he has not gone over 6 innings. He's gone at least 6 innings in every start except one in Seattle where he gave up 7 earned runs in 4 innings.
At the knees, 2-1. Driven to left. Fold going back, and he makes the catch. Pretty well hit ball for the second out of the inning. Mauer got the barrel of the bat on it for the second out.
Well, again, James Shields fell behind an account as we do a pitch by pitch from Shields to Mauer. Ball 1, and then another ball. So now he's behind an account. That change up. Then he throws a strike, and then staying away. He wanted that ball middle in. Joe hit it well, but right at the left fielder.
Now Cuddyer, who hit a chopper to Longoria, who looked at Revere hustling home and decided to throw to first. He got the out. Cuddyer got the run batted in, and now he takes inside a ball. The batting average up to .289 after a very slow start to his season. Checked his swing, and it's up high. 2-0. Shields laboring here in the early innings, but the Twins have so far just the one run. Dangerous pitch to a hot hitter. Dump to right field. And that drops for a hit and gets by the right fielder Joyce. Revere scores, Casilla scores, and it's 3-0.
Well, Michael Cuddyer keep adding the points to your numbers right there. Cuddyer picking up his second RBI of the ball game, now with 37. It'll be an RBI single for Cuddyer, and then the air that allows Casilla to score.
We had this happen the other day in the Milwaukee game. Mark Kotze had a ball get by him in left field to help the Twins get a run. And it not only gets the Twins another run here, but it gets Thome to the plate with a man in scoring position.
For Matt Joyce, his first error of the year.
Thome steps out of the box as Shields steps off the rubber.
Well, we're seeing the Twins do a lot better job of good two-out hitting. Good base hit right there by Michael Cuddyer. Shields fell behind an account again. Cuddyer just softly hit one into right field. Joyce let that ball get by him.
1-0 to Thome. Same pitch, upstairs again, 2-0.
Well, it seems like he's been 2-0 on almost all the hitters so far in this ball game.
60 pitches, only 31 strikes. Took something off and got a called strike, 2-1. Pulled to the right side into the shift. Kochman flips to Shields, and that ends the inning. 3 runs for the Twins so far, 2 of them here in the third inning. Particularly distressing for a lot of Twins fans. They weren't playing well at home, but they've changed all that.
Boy, they really have. For a long time, the Twins now over 500, 19 and 18 at home because of some good two-out hitting, because maybe Joe Mauer's back, Jim Thome's back in the lineup, but everybody contributing, from Ben Revere to Alexi Casilla to Michael Cuddyer to everybody 1 through 9. And the pitching has been outstanding.
I guess it's good to see Ben Zobrist with nobody on base. He got a double on the first pitch he saw in the first inning, and he swings on an off-speed pitch, 1 strike. It's really been incredible. Zobrist comes into the game hitting .256. But a remarkable 3-game series here earlier this year with 13 runs batted in 3 games. And now a double in his first at bat of this series. solidly hit to right field. A leadoff single for Zobrist. Arby's and Fox Sports North are giving you a chance to win a trip for two to Fort Myers, Florida. Pick up an Arby's It's Good Mood Food code card every Friday at any participating Arby's. You can log on to foxsportsnorth.com, click on the Fan Zone tab, enter the code for the chance to win. Enter, you've got to be a member of the Fan Zone, and you got to be 18 years of age or older. Visit foxsportsnorth.com for more details. Here's Evan Longoria. Bid for a hit denied by Danny Valencia in the first inning, and now a big swing and a miss, one strike.
Boy, Smalley, if you've been, watch Zobrist. It seems like every time he makes contact, he hits the ball sharply somewhere.
You know, guys, I was going to say when he came up the first time, let's not throw this guy a fastball. I didn't get a chance to say it because the first pitch was a fastball, and he roped it off the ball. And then the second time up, Baker started him off with a breaking ball and threw him a changeup. I thought, good, now this is great. Let's make him improving and hit a breaking ball because this guy is ever ready for a fastball, and you can't throw it too hard for him. Then he threw him another fastball, and he just ripped it again. But I just have to tell you, I've watched him for a long time in person and on television. You can't throw it too hard for him, and you can't get him off that fastball. He will be ready for it. I don't know, Bert, what do you think? I'd just be throwing him an awful lot of other stuff and make him prove he can hit something else because I know he can hit a fastball.
Yeah, you have to change speeds. If you throw a fastball, get it off the plate. But I wanted to bring up Zobrist right there. We had a great camera shot of him peeking in to at the catcher, Joe Mauer, trying to see if he could maybe pick up the signs. Always talk about the Twins, one club that with a runner at first, they'll go more than one sign. A lot of clubs only use one, maybe fastball, curveball. See Zobrist peeking in right there.
Two strikes to Longoria. And a high fly to right center field. At the wall, a leaping catch by Repko. Good play. Repko went to the wall, then jumped and had enough room to make the catch.
That was the key right there for Jason Repko. His speed got him to that point. We've talked about that warning track where it's a little bit longer than other warning tracks. And this ball left up, a little slider. Longoria got underneath, but Repko, see where he's at. He knows he's near the wall, makes a nice catch as he just kind of half leaped into the wall to make that first out catch. Nice defensive catch.
One gone. Here's Matt Joyce. Get a ground ball to Cuddyer his first time up. Popped up. Right side. Casilla out. Repko in, and Repko calling off the second baseman, out number 2. Tomorrow's game against the Tampa Bay Rays is a Treasure Island Senior Day. Fans 55 and older can get a $5 discount on select tickets at Target Field. Treasure Island Senior Day tickets are limited. Check availability. Please call 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com. And now B.J. Upton. Foul back, a strike. Tampa Bay lost a lot of talent last year. The players who left last year making over $65 million this year, which is, what, 3 times or 2 times the Tampa Bay payroll. But yet here they are. They've got the 3rd best record in the American League. They're just in a division where that won't be good enough to get them into the playoffs.
Well, you know what they have? They have some very good athletes on their ball club. Joe Madden has put together a very good ball club, and he's an outstanding manager. You lead by example, and even though Evan Longoria is the captain more or less for Joe Madden, he's the captain right there. He's into the game. He's so much like Ron Gardenhire.
2 strikes. It wasn't that long ago. The situation in St. Petersburg almost seemed hopeless on the field. They've got some other issues, ballpark related, they need to resolve, but it was just not a good situation. And almost immediately, Joe Madden changed the culture of baseball in the area and raised expectations, raised accountability, which has been a key in the Twins organization.
Well, they were down for so long. What they were able to do is sign a lot of first-round draft picks, have that #1 pick, like a Delman Young.
Right.
You know, guys like that, and then make some trades and get some new blood in there. B.J. Upton, a #1 pick. That's at the plate right now.
But now you've got an organization and a team. And we just saw Johnny Damon. Damon's from the Tampa area. Maybe that's not the best example, but they've got a situation there now that's attractive to good free agents, guys who are winners like Johnny Damon. 2-2.
Before this inning ends, I want to say happy birthday to Ben, the Wright family up here. So Ben, happy 9th birthday to you.
2-2 to Upton. Upton struck out against Baker in the second inning. Now 1 for 13 against the Twins right-hander.
Baker with 3 strikeouts in the ball game. No walks. Only 43 pitches here with 2 outs in the 4th.
Driven to center field. A sharp single. Zobrist round second. He'll go to third. And Revere's throw to second base. So the inning continues. And for the first time in the ball game, a 5th batter will hit in an inning, and it'll be Casey Kotchman.
Well, Baker just left that pitch up right there, and Upton, very good hitter, just hit it the other way. Take a look at the location. See the pitch right about, a little above the belt, and Upton hit it sharply into right center.
I almost saw Baker look away from home plate before Upton put the ball in play. He knew he had left it up, and he knew what was probably going to happen to him. So first and third, 2 gone, and now Kotchman will bat. Kotchman having a comeback year, if you will, with the Rays. Hit the low 200s last year, hitting well over 300. Big swing and a miss. Baker throwing him a slider or a cutter, something that had some movement on it.
Yeah, Kotchman, I remember when he came up with the Angels put him at first base, and then they ended up trading him, I believe, for Mark Teixeira. And, more of a defensive first baseman. The only question was, could he hit at the major league level? A .260 career hitter, not much power, more of a line drive type hitter. Thought maybe when he went to Seattle, he played last year in 125 ball games, but he hit only .217. Got a chance to play every day. Joe Madden giving him that opportunity here now that Carlos Pena is gone. And he's off to a very good start.
Bouncer to third. Valencia bobbles it, fires across, not in time. So the bobble will cost the Twins a run, at least one, here in the 4th inning. An error will be charged to Valencia. And it's a 3-1 ball game.
Well, watch this ball right here. It kind of hit off. I don't know if that hit off his knee to bounced up, or if it hit his glove. Kotchman taking it the other way. That hit out of his glove. And a good strong throw, but Kotchman hustling down that line. For Danny Valencia, his 10th double of the year. And Zobrist scores the first run for the Rays.
Jaso, the hitter, struck out swinging his first time up. So the Twins get an extra run in the bottom of the 3rd on a Tampa Bay error, and now the Rays will get at least 1 run on a Valencia error. Tap foul, 1-1.
Well, it just sure seems to me that Baker's using more off-speed stuff here today. A lot of times we'll see him, try to establish that fastball, but really from the get-go on Johnny Damon, he struck him out on nothing but slow stuff, breaking balls. He's only given up 3 hits, an unearned run so far. See if he can get out of this inning.
1-1 to Jaso. Well, Ron Gardenhire, in describing Brian Dunsing yesterday, one of the things he did well, he threw first pitch strikes, but they were good quality strikes and not always with the fastball. We saw Dunsing last night mix in a lot of off-speed stuff. And he described the Rays as being a very aggressive team. They like to swing at that first fastball. It's a strike. Fly ball center field, and Revere ends the inning. And an error gives the Rays a run, but the Twins still lead 3-1. On Fox Sports North is brought to you by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. And by AT&T. Twins with a 3-1 lead. They'll hit here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and it'll be Danny Valencia leading things off. Valencia singled sharply to left field with one out in the second inning. Twins scoring a run in the first two and the third. They picked up 5 hits against a struggling James Shields.
Yeah, Shields, 14 batters, been able to get strike one on only 2 of the 14. And there's a strike.
Valencia, Tassoni, and Repko facing Shields. And another off-speed pitch over for a strike. Valencia.
Is that changeup?
Yep. He's gotten, I think, every one of his strikeouts on that changeup, hasn't he?
I believe so. That's his third strikeout of the ball game.
You got Mauer in the first, Repko in the second, and now Valencia early in the fourth. Here's Rene Tassoni. Tassoni had a ground ball to second. His first time up. And a strike at the knees. Well, Ray Shields has thrown nothing but strikes so far here in the fourth. And that off the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, how do you make the All-Star team? Shields 8 wins, 5 losses coming into this ball game. 5th in the American League with a 2.45 ERA. 5th in innings pitched. There's a line drive base hit off the bat of Rene Tassoni. 3 shutouts and 6 complete games. The strikeouts. So there's a lot of reasons why James Shields is an all-star for the first time.
And why he's wearing that special cap. Here's the AT&T trivia question. Who has the most wins, pitching-wise, I guess, in Tampa Bay history.
Might be looking at him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a left-hander who's no longer in the organization. Here's Repko. Went down swinging his first time up. Swing and a miss there. Repko getting the start in right field, with Kadire coming in to play first base for Luke Hughes tonight. There's a bunt, foul, 2 strikes. CC Sabathia is handling the Indians tonight for the Yankees. First place Indians down 6-0 in the 7th inning. Tonight, Southern California, Justin Verlander will go against Dan Herron. Got him. Second pickoff of the game for James Shields. And Jerry White and Rene Tussoni, I think, claiming that Shields may have balked there. I don't know about the out call, but I think the appeal here is that Shields balked. At any rate, second out of the inning.
Oh, Gary Darling, the crew chief, saying that he got him on the helmet. So take a look right here. Shields with the quick feet. Got him on the shoulder.
So he's picked a runner off second. He's picked a runner off first. 2 strikes now to Repko. One and 2. Two and 2. Twins have had at least 4 batters in every inning. And now it's a full count to Repko with Nishioka on deck.
Let's see if he throws that changeup right here. That's what the pitch that struck out Repko in his only at bat so far in the 2nd inning. And there it is.
Wow. So Shields strikes out a couple, picks off another, and faces just 3 men in the inning. Twins leading 3-1. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Sam Fuld, Elliott Johnson, and then Johnny Damon. And Baker hopes to have a 1-2-3 inning because he'd rather not face Ben Zobrist, who's already gotten a couple of hits, 2 of the 3 hits for the Rays.
You always take the bunt away from Sam Fuld right here. Valencia in on the grass, as Kadire is. Make him swing to bat.
1-1. Checked his swing, and it's 2-1.
Sam Fuld up and down with the Cubs for 3 seasons, coming over from the Cubs in the Matt Garza trade over the winter.
And now 3-1. Baker doesn't want to put full speed on the bases. With Elliott Johnson in the on-deck circle. And he missed a 5-pitch walk. Leadoff man is on for the 2nd inning in a row. Window Concepts window of opportunity, and Baker has done very well against the Rays as of late.
Yes, he has over his last 3 starts against the Rays. You can see the ERA. 21 strikeouts in 22 innings pitched.
Twins in St. Petersburg had some heartbreaking losses. One of them started by Baker. He pitched deep into the ball game on a Saturday, and Joe Nathan had a missed save opportunity, and after the game Nathan withdrew from the closer's role for the Twins. Here's Elliott Johnson, a foul, and strike 1. Johnson with a fly ball to left, his first time up. And a called strike, 0-2.
Last time we saw the Rays, it was Reed Brignac that was the shortstop, but he's hitting 187. So Elliott Johnson getting an opportunity to get some at bats, a switch hitter. Good low fastball right there.
Two strikes to the number 9 batter. That's doinked to left center. And a nice running catch by Tazzoni. A little chip shot that had a lot of hang time, and Johnson's retired for the first out.
Yeah, for Twins' sake, that did have a lot of extra hang time and allowed Tazzoni with his speed to catch up to it. The catcher right about his knee height, but nice running catch.
You can vote for our Arby's Value Player of the Game. Scott Baker, the starting pitcher, with 43% of the vote. Cast your vote. Text the word value followed by a space in the player's name to short code 234234. Here's Johnny Damon. He struck out in the first and hit a one-hopper back to Baker to end the 3rd inning. That gets past Mauer and rolls into the photographer's section. And Fuld will gain 2nd base. Pitch in the dirt. And it looked like it may have actually deflected off the home plate umpire.
Only the 3rd wild pitch. You can see right in front of home plate and then getting away from Joe. 3rd wild pitch of the year for Baker. Gets Fuld at 2nd base.
So he's there on the strength of a walk and a wild pitch. Popped up. They pulled the string. A great pitch by Baker. And Kadire squeezes it out, number 2. You could see Damon groan in disgust before he finished his swing.
Yeah, the breaking ball, he got underneath and popped it straight up.
So 2 down, Fold still at second, and here's Ben Zobrist. Right. So you guys are saying don't throw him a fastball.
If you throw a fastball, you got to get it in on his hands, or 2 or 3 inches away. Maybe get a ground ball.
I agree. Show it to him inside and get him out with slow stuff.
Knee high, grounded foul. A strike.
Yeah, that was something off speed right there. That was clocked at 88. Baker can get that fastball 93, 94.
Bert, you can't just throw the same pitch or the same speed pitch all the time. You got to show him fastball, but I'd make him think he's going to get one, but never throw it for a strike. Just pound him in and then get him in a hurry.
Yeah, he's right on top of the plate too.
Tapper right side. Casilla backhands, gets rid of it quickly. And the inning ends. The leadoff walk does no damage. It's still 3-1.
Winner circle with the Minnesota State Lottery. Some nice folks from Springfield, Minnesota. Megan and, Harmon. Harmon, how'd you get that name?
My folks named me after Harmon Killebrew. They're big baseball fans, and they like the name.
Obviously a bittersweet year this year with Harmon passing on.
Yeah, it was. It was very sad that he passed away, but it was great to see all the memories and recognition of Harmon and what the community did for him.
Your daughters did a great job on the sign. You guys get a $100 gift card compliments of the State Lottery. And guys, the Harmon Killebrew legacy seems to live on and on and on. He certainly is missed, but will always be now the face of our franchise.
Yes, thank you very much, Kevin. And those people are hereby circled.
Springfield, Minnesota, kind of down on the southwest part of the state on the shores of the Cottonwood River, about 5 miles west of Cobden. Not too far from Leavenworth. 1-2. Nishioka with a fly ball to left his first time up. Two and two. Twins got a run in the first, 2 runs in the third. And Nishioka will be followed by Revere and Casilla, who've each reached both times against James Shields. Lifted to left, and Fold near the line makes the catch, 1 away. Here's our Pepsi Max in-game box score, and you see that Revere's gotten a couple of hits and Casilla's got a hit and a walk.
Well, again, the key to Twins offense, get those first 2 guys, get them on base somehow, and then Michael Kadire, Danny Valencia, Jim Thome, Joe Mauer have a chance to drive him in. Kadire with a 2 RBI so far. Rivera scored a couple runs, as Casilla has.
Up and away, ball 1. Revere has scored 2 runs. He got an infield hit his last time up, lined a sharp single to right his first time up. One and one. Chopped to short. Johnson realizes he has no spare time at all now. Throws him out, 2 down. We'll bring up Alexi Casilla. Bill DeMatre warming up in the bullpen.
Maybe just getting some throwing in.
Baker certainly seemed fine. He faced 4 men, didn't give up a hit in the inning.
62 pitches for Baker after 5 innings.
Casilla takes ball 1. And this one lifted to left again. Fold has another easy catch. And that ends the bottom of the 5th inning. The Twins go 3 up, 3 down.
I'm going to go home and play some golf and relax a little bit. I got to work on my speech.
Well, Scott Baker's
Scott
Baker's been so good for the Twins, but for some reason he's left the ball game after 5 innings.
We'll try to find out what happened to Scott Baker. I didn't see anything that may have caused that for him to leave, but we'll try to find out. Scott Baker worked the first 5 innings, allowed 1 run, an unearned run.
Dave Prumer, the trainer, informing the pitching coach and the manager what the situation is surrounding Scott Baker. And Dave Prumer, I think, has a mosquito bite. There's no reason to think there's something wrong with Baker's right leg. We'll get you word as soon as we find out. Ball 1. Longoria, Joyce, and Upton facing DeMatre.
DeMatre making his 17th appearance, 13 2/3 innings, only 8 hits allowed, but he's walked 8 with only 5 strikeouts.
1-1. Now, are you really going to work on your speech during your extended all-star break?
You know what? I thought last month, I've got time, but it's coming pretty quick now.
It is.
Yeah, it's like July 5th. I'm like, 3 weeks away. So I better get my first couple lines down.
See, I've told you before, what I would do is just borrow lines from the greatest speeches out there. Start off with like 4-7 years ago, an iron curtain descended on the American League. Just ask not what your league can do for you.
I already know my first line. It's, are we live?
2-2 to Longoria.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, 12 more home games before July 24th.
Full count to the leadoff man here in the 6th. Driven to right. And fighting the lights a little bit. Repko's able to stay with it, make the catch, 1 away. All-Star voting isn't over quite yet. You can vote for the 34th and final player for each league roster until Thursday, July 7th. That'll be tomorrow. Well, that'll be a day from tomorrow. 2 more days to vote. Go to twinsbaseball.com. Cast your All-Star game final vote for the final 2 All-Stars for the game in Phoenix, 1 for each league. Go to twinsbaseball.com. Here's Matt Joyce.
You know, I asked one time, I remember we talked over the years, I was going to help you, ask you to help me with my speech.
Yes,
and
you don't want that anymore.
Not anymore, no. 4-7 years ago.
Well, I just thought, wouldn't that make it a great speech? Today I consider myself the luckiest man in the face of the earth. That's been used before,
yes,
but you could
has.
borrow from some of the great speeches in history and assemble what would be just an awesome.
Yeah, it's going to come from my heart. Yeah, it's going to come from my heart. I'll probably break down. That's okay.
2 down. Here's B.J. Upton.
My wife Gail said she's never seen me cry. So,
really?
Yeah. You ever seen me cry?
I don't think I have. I don't think
last time
I have.
I cried.
I cry around you all the time. I've shed many tears working with you.
And my condolences to you.
2-0 to Upton. On the outside corner, 2-1. Now, just for the viewers out there who might not be aware, there is a limit, isn't there, on the length of your speech?
Yes. That's my second line. You'll have to wait for that one.
Okay, all right.
So I have my first 2 lines down. It's the other 43 minutes that are really going to take time.
Just inside a full count.
Well, Demetri, not an overpowering fastball. This is a breaking ball right here.
Ooh, a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, Upton laid off of it.
3-2 to Upton. And that's fouled at the plate. Upton got a base hit against Baker his last time up, just his second lifetime hit against the Twins right-hander.
Yes,
Again,
yes. Scott just left it up, yeah.
3-2.
We'll try to find out. Hopefully everything's okay with Scott Baker.
And a good inning for Demetri. He faces 3 Rays and finishes them off in the 6th.
yesterday, Brian Dunsing, a complete game shutout victory against the Rays. And remember, Dick, I mentioned, you know what a complete game means to a staff? Well, Scott Baker here tonight, 5 innings, and nobody was used yesterday. Nobody got up as Dunsing threw that complete game shutout. So, you know, Baker, hopefully he's all right, but 5 innings of 1 run, no earned runs for Scott Baker. Now the bullpen is going to be asked to go 4 innings here today. And Dunsing's complete game hopefully will help.
Here's Joe Mauer leading off the 6th against James Shields. Mauer has struck out and lined out against Shields so far on the night. Off speed pitch over for a strike.
Well, Shields is going to look back at this start and say, boy, strike 1. I did a terrible job of that. That's just 6 of 21 first pitch strikes for James Shields.
2 strikes.
His last inning, his best inning, a 1-2-3 inning. Needed only 10 pitches. This is pitch number 88 in the ball game.
And Mauer's gone on 3 pitches. Wow.
And that changeup again. That's the same changeup that got Joe Mauer in the first inning. And Shields picks up his 5th strikeout. Watch the movement of this changeup. Great arm speed. Looks like a fastball, and then the bottom just drops out of it. About 10 miles an hour slower than the fastball.
Here's Kadire. He's driven in. The 2 runs batted in. Another run scored. No RBI given on Kadire's base hit in the 3rd inning. Ball skipped past right fielder Matt Joyce. And now 2-0. There's a foul ball. I had a chance to talk with Michael Kadire and Jim Thome before the game today, since they're the most prolific home run hitters the Twins have. And they both said that the ball's carrying much better here this year than it did last year. Foul back. And the reason I asked them is because we've seen it in this last couple of ball games. Jim Thome a couple games ago hit it off the trademark a little bit, still lifted it out. He said he didn't think that ball went out a year ago. And then we saw Danny Valencia getting it just over the wall in left field yesterday.
I think to cement his drive.
Well, I don't know why it would be, but it's just interesting. The guys at the home plate hitting the home runs and who were not hitting as many home runs last year, saying that there is a difference for some reason this year to last.
So Jason Giambi did have a good fact then.
There's a 1-out walk to Thome and to Kadire, and Thome will have a chance here. Here's our trivia question. I think the answer is going to be Scott Kazmir. Not sure.
I'll go with tonight's starter, James Shields.
There you go. Very nice.
Well, you know what? It's also been kind of humid too, Dick, here. You know, I don't know if we had that same type of weather last year.
Well, and then Thome said, too, it's really noticeable in day games that the ball is carrying. And those are the 2 home runs we showed, the ones that made me think that, boy, those balls might not have gone out a year ago. I mean, how many times last year did Art Span hit a ball out towards right field, and we thought, well, that ball's going out.
And he thought it, too, with his hand up.
Told that Scott Baker has a mild right elbow strain.
Ooh.
So you can imagine how carefully the Twins will take care of that. And with Baker scheduled to start Sunday right before the All-Star break, I suppose that start might be a little bit in question right now.
Well, you know, remember I said I thought Baker was throwing more off-speed pitches and breaking balls. So sometimes with that fastball, that's where you'll feel it more than maybe the curveball or the changeup. I know my curveball is more on the top of my right arm than underneath the elbow area.
Right.
You know, that was my curveball. But my fastball is when you extend that arm out, and that's where that strain maybe is just favoring a little bit in the ball game. So hopefully he's all right.
2-1 to Tomey. Fouled away. Kadire leading off about 2.5 feet from first base after having seen Shields pick Casilla off second and Tassoni off first. 2-2 to Tomey. Three and two with Valencia on deck.
Yeah, there's that changeup right there, and Tomey took it. So Shields, who has 5 strikeouts in the ball game, all on changeups.
There's ball 4.
And he missed with that changeup.
So Kadire and Tomey don't get a chance to hit a home run in the 6th inning. They're each walked. You can ask a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Kyle Watson from Two Harbors wondering, and I'll let you answer this, why you think Danny Valencia is hitting better lately.
I'm going to feed that over to Roy Smalley. Roy kind of picked his hitting stance open a little bit. Roy, I know you're down there. Why is Danny Valencia now hitting better?
Well, Bert, he was flying open a little bit with his front side early in the season, and his hands were coming out ahead of his body, and it was causing his bat, the big end of the bat, to slow down. And he's staying inside the ball better. He's staying a little better close with his front side. It's just little things we talked about earlier. Little tiny things in a batter's stroke with that ball coming up at you 94 miles an hour that can make a difference.
And a breaking pitch, swing and a miss. One thing Valencia has not done a real good job of is develop a good 2-strike approach. Very often when the count goes 0-2, 0-3 is the end result.
Well, he's very aggressive at the plate. Roy, wouldn't you say that? I mean, there's a changeup right there. Good take right there. But, when he is hitting the ball the other way, up the middle the other way, this guy's strong enough.
Oh, man, he is really strong.
He's strong enough to hit it out.
You betcha. He can hit the ball out anywhere and hit some of the longest home runs left. He's been inside conscious for some reason this year. I think he was convinced guys were going to pitch him in, and he's really ready to turn on the ball early, and that makes him vulnerable to off-speed stuff with 2 strikes. He's afraid of getting beat inside a little bit. And so Joe Vavra's just working with him. See, right there, he wants to start spinning early. And I really think that Vavra has been working with him to keep his hands inside, hit back through the ball a little bit, and convince him that he'll be quick enough on that inside pitch anyway.
1-2. Foul tip, got a piece.
Over the last 15 ball games for Danny Valencia, you see the high average at 317. He's driven the ball with 5 home runs and picked up 17 RBIs, 10 extra base hits. Now, Roy, with 2 strikes, can you become kind of defensive hitter, or do you still want to stay aggressive with 2 strikes on you?
Well, I think you want to stay aggressive back through the middle and to right field, and allow the ball to get in on you if you have to, but you can be aggressive and still cover the plate.
Grounder to LaGloria. It's an inning-ending double play, and Shields covers up the 2 walks in the inning. It's a 3-1 ball game as we go to the 7th. McDonald's. Try a strawberry banana or wild berry real fruit smoothie today. By the new Quest 5-year price lock promise. Visit quest.com/promise for details. And by Goldman Sachs. For all the reasons you invest. Mutual funds from Goldman Sachs. Twins getting a couple of early runs, 3 early runs, in fact, against James Shields, but they've had to continue on without Scott Baker, who completed 5 and had to leave the ball game with a slight elbow strain. Phil Dumatre breezed through the 6th, and now he faces Casey Kochman leading off the 7th.
Yeah, I think the Twins would like to get one more inning out of Phil Dumatre right here. A very good 6th inning on 15 pitches. Marty looking at the lineup card. Alex Burnett warming up in the Twins bullpen.
If they can get the 7th inning from Dumatre, then it sets up well with Nathan presumably the 8th and Caps the 9th.
Right.
Perkins in there somewhere, perhaps to face Johnny Damon or Matt Joyce. Bouncer to short. Nishioka guns it across one down. What is it about Dumatre's delivery? It almost looks like he reaches back to deliver the ball completely overhand.
Well, and he does. He's straight over the top type guy. He's got a hard slider, and it's just that's his delivery. A little deceptive, I believe, that fastball is going to top out at 90, 91, but because of that short arm type of delivery, it kind of jumps at you.
One down, and here's Jaso, and there's a foul back, 1 strike.
I believe this is Rodriguez right here.
I beg your pardon. Yes, It is.
John Rodriguez.
Popped up, playable. And Kadire calls everyone off. Out number 2. Well, it's not just 5 up, 5 down. He's done it on 19 pitches.
Yeah, again, his delivery just, he does a good job of staying back. His short, compact type delivery. And then the ball, kind of a short armor, comes straight down over the top. Matre's pitched for the Reds, the Pirates, even went to Korea to pitch in his first season with the Twins. Signed as a free agent over the winter.
Sam Full takes up an end. And a strike.
This is a good example right here. We're going to show you his delivery, how Dumatre comes over the top. You see the balance. Put that leg down quickly. Allow your upper torso to get over the ball.
Fastball down and away, 2-1. And Jaso pokes a base hit, or Full rather pokes a base hit into right field with 2 outs. We'll bring up Elliott Johnson.
Yeah, Full getting a base hit, only the 4th hit for the Rays. And the first one off of Dumatre, and it's like Alex Burnett going to come in and face Elliott Johnson. So a good job by Phil Dumatre.
Absolutely. Picking up the game where Scott Baker left it, getting 5 outs and leaving with a runner at first in the 7th. more on defense.
Well, good defense right there. Valencia making a nice play on Evan Longoria in the first inning. And then in the fourth inning, off the bat of Evan Longoria, there was Repko making a catch. And then off the bat of Elliott Johnson, there was Tosoni making a very nice catch. Again, you want to pitch a good ball game at the major league level or any level, you need good defense. Alex Burnett coming into the ball game, making his 31st relief appearance, and I think I mentioned before, we have seen more and more Alex Burnett coming into these type of situations. Maybe just get that final out. And first batters faced against Alex Burnett are only 5 for 27, 185 batting average. So that's very good.
Especially in a situation like this where it might be he'll be asked to get just the one guy, the first guy he faces here, Elliott Johnson. Johnson, a switch hitter. Poorer average from this side of the plate, but all his power is from the left side of the plate. Line foul over the head of Tom Foley.
You know, Dick, and those are numbers that are really important for a reliever like Alex Burnett. What do you do against that first guy that you face? You know, I mean, you come in and get that first out. Boy, is that so important.
Well, it's almost by definition a critical part of a relief pitcher's job. You're there to provide relief from a situation that caused the other pitcher to get out of the game.
Right.
One strike to Elliott Johnson. And a little bit low, 1-1. Johnson with a couple of fly balls to left against Scott Baker, who left shortly after facing Johnson in the fifth inning with a mild elbow strain. And the ball gets by Kadire. Looked like they might have had Fold picked off. He was at least shifting his weight toward second base, and Burnett's throw skipped by Kadire.
Yeah, it didn't look like that bad of a throw. Alex Burnett showing off some quick feet. Watch that right there, and then the throw. The ball looked like it probably should have been caught right there, but got away from Kadire. Error will be charged on Alex Burnett to allow Fold to get over to second base. So second error of the Twins here tonight.
So Fold was just shifting, extending his lead. And Burnett threw over there, and he'll end up at second base. 1-1 with 2 away.
That's another great number right there. Keep those runners from scoring when you come in.
And Burnett shaves the outside corner, 1-2.
He left that breaking ball up, and Johnson fouled it straight back. Throw that again. You have to throw it, start it at the belt and work its way down.
One and two. Driven to left. To Sony toward the corner. Ends the inning. Burnett gets that first batter. Closes out the seventh. Time for the seventh inning stretch. Brought to you by Medica. far.
Well, Michael Kadire, an RBI single in the first inning. But right here, this in the third inning, an RBI single that got away from Matt Joyce. 2 runs scored. And the Twins took an early 3-0 lead. In the fourth inning, the error right there by Danny Valencia allowed the Rays to score a run. And that's all the scoring in the ballgame so far. James Shields' night is done. He pitched 6 innings, gave up only 6 hits. 3 runs, 2 earned runs. I don't think we saw the best of James Shields, but the Twins able to score a couple runs in the third inning. Threw 105 pitches. But, you know, he kept his club in the game.
Joel Peralta pitching now for the Rays, and he'll be pitching to a new catcher, Kelly Shopping.
Peralta, strikeout type pitcher, 31 strikeouts in 38 innings pitched with 12 walks. Peralta in his first season with the Rays, a converted outfielder turned pitcher back when he was with the Oakland A's.
Rene Tassoni, Jason Repko, Tsuyoshi Nishioka batting for the Twins here in the 7th. Up and away, ball 1. And there is Kelly Shopping with the pinch hitting move made in the top of this inning. Shopping comes into the game. Sean Rodriguez stays in the game and is at short. Off the end of the bat, a spinner, foul.
Yeah, so Elliot Johnson comes out of the ball game, so Shopping will hit in the number 9 spot in the batting order.
Tassoni singled his last time up and then got picked off first by James Shields. Bunted very high in the air, and Shopping can't get there. 1-2. Tassoni got an awfully big hit. You know, we were in jest talking about on Sunday the Twins facing Zach Greinke. No problem. Well, they fell behind Greinke, and if Tassoni doesn't hit a big 3-run home run, Twins maybe don't come back and win that ball game after being down by 5. And then David Price last night, the Twins ended up winning 7-0. But Tassoni just has given the Twins a couple of really big swings. Pinch hit double in the last homestand, the 3-run homer on Sunday. 2-2. Way out in front, he got a piece of it. The spate of injuries for the Twins so severe that when the call-ups had to be made, very often it wasn't from Rochester who was hitting the ball well, it's who's healthy down there. And there were guys down in AAA that were hurt. Two and 2 to Tassoni. Up the line and a foul ball. And earlier, you and Roy Smalley were commenting on Tassoni and Ben Revere playing better the second time they've been up here. I suppose, although I guess it would be his 3rd time, the next guy who would like to follow suit would be Trevor Plouffe, who's tearing the cover off the ball at AAA. He's really hitting the ball well down there in a utility role. Outfield sometimes in the outfield, sometimes in the infield. Tassoni having a long battle here with Peralta leading off the 7th. And now a full count.
Tassoni, a guy that was signed by the Twins in the 36th round, of the draft back in 2005. So, he's a guy that's had to battle to work his way up the system, and now he finds himself at the major league level. Born in Toronto, Canada.
Towering fly ball, right center field. Joyce comes in, one away. Repko coming to the plate. No better place to gather your business, church, or family group than Target Field. And there's some dates in the final half of the season that might be the perfect fit for your group. Give a call to 800-33-TWINS. Visit twinsbaseball.com/groups. Check out all the options available. The groups of 25 or more. We'll see you here at the ballpark. One gone. Here's Jason Repko. Struck out twice. One and 0. Breaking ball over for a strike.
He missed with the first one, came right back with the second one, and threw it over for a strike.
Joe Nathan warming up for what we anticipate will be an 8th inning appearance. 38,613 the paid attendance tonight. Two and one. Day game tomorrow, and we will be televising tomorrow. It's not on any of the published schedules from the start of the year. It's an addition. So we encourage you to keep following the Twins on Fox Sports North. Called strike, 2-2. Repko again has struck out twice. He'd like to get on base here, put the ball in play, maybe get a base hit. He's looking for some insurance here in the bottom of the 7th.
Utilize the speed on the base pass. There you go.
Oh, soft liner to Kochman, out number 2.
From my angle, I thought that was in the right field.
Well, again, tomorrow's game has been added to the TV schedule, and then everything in Chicago's televised on one outlet or another. Then the All-Star break, and then you are going to come back to work here in the Kansas City series, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I won't miss that.
It's interesting about after tomorrow's game. You look as the schedule sets up. 4 games against the other 4 teams in the division, and a critical 16-game stretch for the Twins after tomorrow's game. And again, we say that knowing that every game is critical for a team that at one point was 20 games below 500. But you want the roster to be as healthy and as productive as possible before the end of July. 1-0 to Nishioka. And now 1-1.
It'll be interesting, really, Dick. I think at the end of that homestand, against Kansas City, Cleveland, and Detroit. Take a look at Nishioka yesterday. Probably the biggest hit right there in a Twins uniform for Nishioka. A 2-run double in that 7-0 win that came early in the ballgame. But you look at the schedule after Detroit leaves on July 24th. Twins will have a better idea where they are in the standings too, and what they're going to do that final week. Coming into trade deadline, all that stuff.
Well, it was just 2 years ago on September 6th, I believe, the Twins were 7.5 games behind Detroit. And unless the Indians make a remarkable comeback at home against the Yankees, they're behind 9-0 in the 9th. If Cleveland loses and the Twins win tonight, they'll only be 7 games back on July 5th. So I've got my money on the fact that the Twins will be, provided they play well in those 16 games, be very much in the hunt to add rather than subtract. Another very strong 8th inning.
Yeah, that was in the Twins 9-7 win against the Brewers. Joe worked the 8th inning. 1 inning, he had a strikeout. 15 pitches, 11 for strikes. That's what the Twins and Joe Nathan would like to do right here in the 8th inning against the Tampa Bay Rays.
In a different role, to be sure, but it was the Tampa Bay Rays in the series down in St. Petersburg that started Nathan's difficulties. He had actually got 3 saves and 3 opportunities until that series in St. Petersburg, and he had a couple of them blown and took himself out of the closer's role, and now he hopes to have a effective outing against him in a different capacity tonight.
Yeah, Dick, I think that's more the mental thing. Joe knew he was not ready to be the closer. You know, coming off the Tommy John surgery, missing all of last year, that was a manly thing to do for Joe Nathan to step up and say, you know what, we have Matt Capps. I want to step back right now and make sure that my arm gets stronger.
Strike 1 to Damon. Damon responsible for 3 game-winning hits in those 3 losses in St. Petersburg. Just an incredible series, dramatic series for the veteran Johnny Damon. And a coming out party for Damon in his hometown or home area. He's a Tampa native. 1-1. Twins lost the first 3 games down there 4-3, 5-2, and 4-3. All right, on the outside corner, 1-2. Tracks brought to you by Carrier.
Well, good fastball right there. Mauer bringing it in a little bit. Gets called a strike. Sitting away again. And an off-speed pitch gets Damon. Well, Damon strikes out for the 2nd time in a ball game, and always that first guy. Get that first guy out. Nathan able to get him out on a good hard slider. Great location.
Especially given who's next. Now the Twins retired Zobrist on a ground ball in the 5th, but he's got 2 hits again tonight. Here's our CenturyLink high-speed pitch brought to you by CenturyLink high-speed internet.
Yeah, both Shields and Baker clocked as high as 93 here tonight.
And Zobrist gets his 3rd hit of this game. And now is 4 for 5 with 2 home runs against Nathan. This was not a good matchup. And
well, it's a fastball. I mean, Zobrist, you know, we saw him against Scott Baker. His double jumped on that first pitch. Fastball hit the double. Next time up, tried to work around Zobrist a little bit, but got a fastball, got a base hit. And then he threw that fastball off the plate in the 5th inning about 6 inches and got that ground ball to Casilla.
Here's Longoria, 0 for 3. And there's a first pitch strike. Longoria's only faced Nathan 1 time. And Nathan retired him.
You want to keep everything hard away. You don't want this guy to make a mistake middle in that he can use that uppercut swing.
To right center field.
Good fastball, great location.
And Repko in front of Revere, out number 2.
Boy, that's a great pitch right there. Fastball away with maybe 92, 93. Longoria hit it off the end of the bat. Look at Nathan. Good pitch. Outer half of the plate. Repko taking charge right there, saying, I've got it, in front of Ben Revere.
So 2 down, and Matt Joyce will hit. The Rays have a lot more power than the Twins. They have 79 home runs, but in tonight's lineup, it's very much a top-loaded power lineup. Damon with 9, Zobrist with 9, Longoria 10, Joyce with 11, and Upton with 12. Fouled away, 1 strike.
Same with this guy right here. Hard away. If you come in, you have to come in off the plate.
And Joyce with a big home run against the Twins in St. Petersburg. And here last year, he hit a big grand slam.
Yeah, that back on July 3rd. A pinch hit grand slam.
Just off the plate, 1-1. Pre-surgery, we saw Nathan 94, 95. Rare now do we see him at 94. The fastball seems to have topped out at 93.
Yeah, so what you do, you have to, still pretty good, 93. Now just work on location a little bit better. Don't make the mistakes out over the plate. Keep the ball down.
Runner goes, and the pitch taken for ball 2. And without a throw, Zobrist steals second base.
Well, this looked like a slider, looked like a pretty good pitch. Now watch Joe Mauer come up.
Wow.
Yeah. Joe kind of hesitated. Well, that's a ball.
Mauer to the mound to talk to Nathan.
A runner at second. Just to remind Joe Nathan what they're using. What's the indicator? Zobrist taking off here. Joe Nathan with that high leg kick. No throw by Joe Mauer. No chance.
And Nathan saying, what was the pitch? Was it a strike? And you can't blame him for asking, because it looked like it had plenty of the plate and plenty height. Two and 1 to Matt Joyce. Foul back off the breaking pitch up. He's got a foul ball.
Go back to the fastball, or you try that slider down and in. Watch Joe Mauer behind the plate. He'll go through the signs. Where will he set up? He tried to slider down and in, and it was low.
3-2. Good block by Mauer, keeping Zobrist at second.
That ball's a little bit higher. I bet you Joyce swings through it.
Just going to ask how you can lay off that pitch. Up there protecting the plate with 2 strikes, and he laid off it. Full count to Matt Joyce.
Come back with the same pitch. Now we're sitting away.
Got a fly ball to left. A long run for Tassoni ends it. Nathan with another effective 8th inning, and the Twins preserve their 2-run lead.
Saddle 3-1, bottom of 8. Stay with us after the game for Twins Live. As always, presented by CenturyLink. It includes the Toyota post-game wrap. We're going to hear from Ron Gardenhire on another big effort by their bullpen tonight. Our instructional will teach you the art of the pickoff. We'll talk about leading off. Ben Revere and Alex Casilla on base 4 times have scored all 3 runs, and we'll get you an update on Scott Baker, who had to leave the game early. Guys, there's a good vibe around Target Field. We talked about it in the pregame on a 13-3 run. They're beating quality teams like Tampa Bay. Let's hope this lead holds up.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kevin. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Ben Revere will lead things off.
J.P. Howell taking over, a guy that had shoulder surgery last year. He's still trying to come back from that this year. Activated on May 20th, making his 17th appearance.
Swing and a miss, 2 strikes. Revere with singles his first 2 times up, and the Twins brought him around to score. A solid single to right in the first, and then an infield hit, a little chopper to short. And Revere beat the throw from Elliott Johnson. 1-2.
J.P. Howell, 27 years old. Originally #1 pick by the Royals back in 2004 in his 6th season with the Rays. Missed all of last year because of the shoulder surgery. Trying to build that shoulder back up.
And a strike on the outside corner, 1 away.
A little slider down and away. And Howell picks up a strikeout.
And that'll bring up Casilla.
Yeah, but it's a little outside. And on the corner, says Rob Drake.
Casilla with a double into the right field corner in the first, a walk and a run scored in the third, and then a fly ball to left. You know, the Rays thought that the loss of Howell would be a crippling loss for them, and it was, to the extent that they still had the best bullpen in the American League last year and won baseball's toughest division inside 2-0. And so similarly this year, the bullpen has to be reconstructed with Howell in it. And while they don't have the best bullpen in the American League, they've got a very good one.
Yeah, Kyle Farnsworth has kind of stepped up and been the closer. It was Howell that they were hoping would be the future closer. But then his shoulder flared up on him and he missed all of last year.
2-1 to Casilla. And now 2-2. Matt Capps and Anthony Swarzak warming up. It's a save opportunity, almost certainly for Capps in the 9th inning if it comes to that. And Casilla makes contact to keep the at bat alive. Yankees did beat the Indians 9-2. Derek Jeter got a couple of hits. And right now the Royals lead the White Sox 5-3. Royals getting 5 runs on 6 innings against Jake Peavy.
So it's at 2 hits short?
4, I believe. He's still got 4 to go.
Yeah.
Yep. It's at a long way foul.
And the Rays go to New York after they're finished with the game tomorrow. Saw Don Zimmer down there and talked to him. He's looking. He doesn't make many road trips anymore.
I think this is his first one this year.
Yeah, and he said that he wanted to come here because he loves his stadium, but also a chance to go to New York.
And he used to play over in St. Paul years ago.
Yep.
2-2 to Casilla. A little bouncer left side. And Longoria slings it over to Kochman, out number 2. Here's our Jimmy John's delivery of the game.
Oh, this off of James Shields. Kind of flared in front of Matt Joyce that got away from him. Kadire got an RBI as Revere scores, but then because of the error, Alexi Casilla scores behind him. Well, Kadire with a couple RBIs in this ball game on the 1 hit so far.
The first time since 2007 Joe Mauer will have an all-star break. One and 0. Bouncer left side, backhanded by Rodriguez. And Mauer is retired. And a 1-2-3-8 for J.P. Howell. Well, here's our game reset. The Twins getting a couple of runs in the 3rd inning that right now are the difference of the game.
Well, again, Dick, it's the leadoff guys. They get on, they create havocs. Ben Revere, a couple base hits in ball game. Alexi Casilla, the big double in the 1st inning. They scored all 3 runs for the Twins. And Scott Baker left the game after 5 innings with a mild elbow strain. And here to close out this ball game is Matt Capps. It's been, not the best over the last couple outings for Matt Capps, but believe me, he would love to have a 1-2-3 inning. That was Glenn Perkins that came in and got the save the other day, but Matt Capps, as Ron Gardenhire said, he's my closer. I'm going to stay with Matt Capps. And he's looking for his 14th save and 20 save opportunities.
2 save opportunities in the Brewers series that he was unable to complete. One was missed entirely. The other one he was taken out in the middle of the 9th inning. And Perkins got the save. B.J. Upton will lead things off. First pitch lifted high and deep to left. And it's 3-2. And Capps is going to have to deal with the Bluebirds once again.
Well, you know what? The final 2 outings for Capps, and then right here, why are they hitting Matt Capps right now? Because of the location. All the pitches are up. And take a look at this slider right here. Right into the wheelhouse of B.J. Upton. And he hits his 13th home run of the year. But it's a solo home run, and his Twins still have a 1-run lead.
Here's Kochman. In the Brewers series, it wasn't the long ball, just an assortment of singles. Ball 1. Capps trying to get that ball down. .348 feet, one of the shortest home runs, but that doesn't matter. And a solid base hit to right. So the tying run is on with nobody out.
Matt Capps, a guy that saved 42 ball games last year, 16 for the Twins. Again, about thigh high. There's not a lot of movement on that pitch right there. Kochman will come out of the ball game. Reed Brenyak will be pinch running for him at first base.
So the tying run on, nobody out, and here is Rodriguez. There's Glenn Perkins warming up. So Upton hit his team-leading 13th home run. Then at least the power drops off significantly. The Rays in position to get this game tied up without a home run now. The tying run at first, nobody out. Valencia in on the grass at third. Check swing, ball 1.
Pretty good pitch right here. Fastball down, just missing.
Down there, though, is where Matt Capps needs to be. He's got a sinking fastball, and that's where he needs to put his fastball.
Brenyak has some speed, but only 2 stolen bases in 2 attempts.
One and 0 to Rodriguez. 2-0. Saturday night against the Brewers, it was a 3-run lead. Capps started the 9th, and he just had a terrible time.
You need Rodriguez to hit a ground ball sharply at somebody. Maybe turn a double play.
3-0.
Low again.
Sam Fuld, the on-deck hitter. And Capps has got his own demons to exercise against St. Petersburg. He had a terrible time down there against the Rays. He had a terrible time down in St. Petersburg, too.
Can't make this guy swing the bat.
A called strike, a late called strike, too.
Whoa.
Rob Drake waited, and boy, you really can't blame Rodriguez for heading for first there, because Watch how late the strike call was. Well, Rodriguez waited. So now 3-1. Bounce foul, 3-2. And of course, adding to the frustration for Capps, he's been in this situation throughout his difficulty. 2 strikes on the batter, 2 outs in an inning, and he just has not been able to finish it off.
That's where you need to, they've hit some balls sharply, but now you need a ball hit at one of the infielders. Get a ground ball in that, Capps. Turn a double play, guys.
Keep an eye on Brignac, the runner at first. Full count, nobody out. You would take a strike him out, throw him out?
I don't think Brad goes Brignac. Yep.
There's a drive to center. Revere going back on the warning track, makes the catch. Brignac retouches second and heads back to first. Very well hit ball for the first out of the inning.
This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Sam Fuld, the hitter, a left-handed hitter. And Perkins presumably warmed up, but at some point Ron Gardenhire has got to let it ride with his closer, and I know that's what he's been wrestling with here with this at bat. Kelly Shoppach, the on-deck hitter.
Take the bunt away, and that's what Danny Valencia is doing at third.
And a strike at the knees.
Keep the ball down. Good job.
One strike to Sam Fuld. Fouled back, 2 strikes.
Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 pitches to get you back into that groove. He's been out of that groove and needs just a couple good pitches here. Get back in that groove, Matt Capps.
0-2 to Fuld. High fly, right center field. Repko for out number 2. So a couple of deep fly balls, but they're caught 2 away, and that brings up Shoppach.
Well, one more of those little sacrifice flies. Or fly ball outs, the Twins win. Matt Capps, I think we've seen, Dick, he's not a strikeout pitcher. He's a guy that makes the hitter put the ball in play. It's just as of late, every pitch has been up in the zone.
Well, look where the outs have come. He's
right.
a sinker ball pitcher. He gets ground balls when he's effective.
But I don't see his ball sinking much right now. It doesn't really have that 2-seam bite to it. It's more like a 4-seamer, and he's trying to, run that ball just down in the strike zone. And it's been up as of late. And that's sometimes when you're trying too hard, and he knows that he's getting the boos and all that stuff. You try a little bit too hard and it straightens out that fastball.
Fouled back with Shoppach jumping on the first pitch.
Good pitch, middle in.
And if he gets the save, ultimately what may have helped him get the save was his ability to throw strikes. Remember, he fell behind Rodriguez 3-0. He nearly nudged the tying run into scoring position with a walk.
I'm not even going to mention how many walks he has.
Worked too good the other night,
no,
did
it
it?
Not.
1 strike to Shoppach. time call.
You have to be a different breed to be a closer. You're going to go through ups and downs like this. You're going to make your manager walk around. You have to take the good with the bad, and it's been bad for Caps. One good pitch away from making it good again.
Just off the outside corner to even the count.
But he missed down. That's the thing. Look, he missed down in the zone.
Yep.
So really trying to force that ball down.
One and one to Kelly Shopping. Breaking ball flipped the corner.
Good slider there. Good slider, good location.
Off the plate, 2-2.
Well, if he's going to give you 6 inches outside, why not try a foot?
Well, given the fact that Brignac a tying run, you don't want the full count here because then you can leave early from first.
This is what, look at this, is great. Fans on their feet.
Two and two to Kelly Shopping. Half swing. Did he go? No, it's a full count. The pitch sailed up and in and nearly hit Shopping, and he nearly offered at it.
Well, after 2 sliders away, they try inside and looked like Shopping able to hold up. Tomauer asking. First base umpire Gary Darling, he said he did not go.
The outfield moves another step deeper. Valencia now crowding the line just a little bit more. The runner at first will leave early on a full count. Time called just as Caps was breaking from the stretch. Rob Drake gave Kelly Shopping time.
Well, Caps is a reliever that, you know, he does take a long time in that stretch position. Some umpires won't give you time. But Rob Drake did to Kelly Shopping.
I'd quick pitch him right here. Boom.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Much quicker, and a ball lifted toward right field. Repko has to make a long run, and it's in the crowd. Because he's playing so deeply and over a little bit toward the gap, the no doubles defense, that was a full sprint for Repko.
It turns into a track star. Because Repko did have to go a long way for that. Look how far he has to go, and he's sprinting right there, but and uses a wall to slow down.
Nineteenth pitch for Caps. Missed. And Brignac will now go to second, and Ron Gardenhire's got a decision to make, and he's got to make it. With the left hand hitting Johnny Damon up, he's got to go out and get Matt Caps again.
Well, you play the percentage right here. Glenn Perkins coming in to get the left-hander, Johnny Damon, who Joe Madden is not going to pinch hit for.
The Caps hearing it from some of the fans here at Target Field.
Yeah, Perkins came in with 1 out, needed to get 2 outs, and boy, did he ever. Prince Fielder, a strikeout. Then Casey McGee. That'll hurt your knee. Casey McGee. And Perkins picked up his first career save. And here he is again, looking for career save number 2. Glenn Perkins making his 32nd relief appearance. Very good earned run average for Perk in 30 innings. 32 strikeouts, 11 walks. And Perkins has allowed only 27 hits in the 30 innings. But that pest, Johnny Damon, is up.
And Damon, of course, had a heroic series in St. Petersburg against the Twins, and he comes up in a key spot again here. First and second, 2 away. Damon on the night has struck out twice and has gone 0 for 4. Outside, ball 1.
Now the Twins outfield has to come in a little bit in case of a play at home.
One and 0 to Damon. There's a strike on the outside corner.
Good slider right there. Damon, I'm sure, looking fastball. And the slider. First strike.
One and 1. Bouncer left side. Damon runs very well. Nishioka's throw in time to get him. The game is over. Nishioka had the ball almost roll out of his glove, but he got enough on his throw to get the speedy Johnny Damon.
Very nice defensive play by Nishioka, who was keeping Brignac close to second, so he had to come in, make a nice play, and able to get the speedy Damon at first base. A bang-bang play, and he's out at first. So Perkins picks up Matt Capps, and the Twins hold on to win.
Well, we had enough suspense in this game. We didn't need to see Ben Zobrist come up one more time in the 9th inning. Anthony LaPanta, the Twins, this time win a nail-biter against the Rays.
And finally get Johnny Damon, who's been a thorn on their side all season long. We'll hear from Gardy and show you pickoff moves in our instructional next on Twins Live.